Toys basically are designed for kids to play with. Models are designed for kids to collect. I think that's basically the difference. And as you grow up, you just carry on collecting, which is what we did. Right, I've just picked out a selection of about 5 or 6 cars and bikes. All have got something which triggers something in me. I don't know what, but it triggers. Back in 1967, we lived in South Africa. And my dad took us to Kyalami to watch the racing. And one of the races I can still vividly remember, I could see the cars coming around the corner, was the E-Type Jags racing. Now, my dad didn't even pay to go into the circuit. We actually put us on a hill overlooking the circuit. And that's where we had our picnic and we spent the day watching the cars. And the first cars I really remember was the E-Type Jag. So basically I told my dad, one day I'm going to get one of them. He said, oh yeah, and it took me till I was 40 till I got one. But I've got a beautiful one now. That was a Mark 1 Cortina. It was a 1500 GT, which I actually had. I bought it as my second car and it ended up not looking quite like that. It had Lotus engines and Jaguar rear axles and all the lights were Frenched and flared arches. It was quite a car in its time. And probably the best thing of the lot was I did it with my dad. So he did all the bodywork on it for me. And I did all the rubbing down and painting and that sort of thing. My dad never enjoyed motor cars, but he loved working and working with metal. He was time served at the Birkenhead Carriage Company, which basically they'd bring in a crash car in the 1930s, 40s type car, and you couldn't buy wings for them then, so you used to make them. And that's what they basically did with the old English wheel, etc. They made them. So yes, and it was good time working with my dad. I enjoyed it. I think he enjoyed it, and it brought us closer together. You can see from a couple of the posters I've got of Steve McQueen around the place. He actually bought a Jaguar SS. Now that was a D-Type Jaguar made for the road. And that's a copy of the basic car that he had, which is absolutely beautiful model, absolutely beautiful. The Ecuria Cos, Jaguars and Transporter. And the Transporter was actually one that was used by the factory, the Ecuria Cos factory, to actually transport the cars all over Europe. It was the Le Mans runner. Very rare model. I don't think there was many of them made at all. So when I got the opportunity, I wanted that one. And of course, when you got the Transporter, you need the models to go with it. So hence the reason all the others are there. We move on to American Graffiti. Probably one of my favourite films ever. I just love the hot rods and that, and it was one of the things that really got me into making, modifying cars, as we've done all. So American Graffiti's it's based, I think it's about 62, 63, something like that, about kids on their last night before they go off to university. And it's just the antics they get up to, and it's all based around a cruise on a Friday night in the local town in California. So yeah, the only cruise that was ever here really was down in London. There wasn't one in Liverpool or anything, so we used to just go to the local chip shop or whatever and down to the tap down in Eastham and go for a drive, and that was it really. If the right one came up, I'd still buy it, but I think I've just got too many really. I've got everything that means anything to me. Anything else would just be more. So it's just, that's the reason really. I think if I saw something I liked, I'd buy it, but there's not much I haven't got that is new.